Welcome back to Springside School. I'm so glad you've decided to hang out with us again this week as we learn to wise up. Wising up means listening to what God says and doing it every day. Isn't that right, Lizzie?
That's what this song's all about. That would be amazing if you could get off your couch and start moving your body.
Wise up, y'all. Wise up, come on. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up, hey. Every day we'll choose to wise up, yeah. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up, y'all. Wise up. Lean in. To the back, to the front. Listen up. Jump. Don't let your day slide away. Slide left, slide right. Work hard. Fist pump. Wise up, come on. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up, hey. Every day we'll choose to wise up, yeah. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up, y'all. Lean in. To the back, to the front. Listen up. Jump. Don't let your friends bring you down. Get down. Keep your heart turned up. Get up. Wise up. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up, come on, y'all. Every day we'll choose to wise up, hey. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up, come on. Every day we'll choose to wise up. Lean in. To the back, to the front. Listen up. Jump. Don't let your friends bring you down. Get down. Keep your heart turned up. Get up. Wise up. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up, yeah. Every day we'll choose to wise up. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up, hey. Every day we'll choose to wise up. Come on. I'm gonna listen and do. Wise up. Every day we'll choose to wise up. It's time to wise up, y'all. Wise up.
Hey, thanks for the ride, Jordan. 15 flights is a lot to climb.
You're telling me that? I'm the one who carried you all the way up those 15 flights of stairs.
I know, but it's not like I asked to.
Oh yeah? What do you call this? Please, Jordan. Please carry me up the stairs. Please.
Don't remember that happening.
Yeah, okay, Zippy. Let's go sit down so the rerun scanners can take our attendance.
Okay, but you gotta know that I'm not really that comfortable with this butt scanner thing.
Good morning, class! Today is going to be a great day at Springside. Your lunch menu for today is the Springside Special, along with Bolognios for dessert. These are some of my favorite. All the deliciousness of bologna inside an Oreo cookie. Yum! You might remember that we learned some wise words last time. They were, wise people listen and add to what they've learned, from Proverbs 1:5. I think you've done a great job listening since you've been here at school. But today, you can wise up by listening and then adding to what you have learned. That just means knowing what to do after you hear something new. Enjoy your day at Springside.
Didn't that lunch menu make you drool?
If you mean drool, but I throw up in my mouth a little, yeah. That lunch menu always makes me gag.
What was that? We haven't heard that noise before.
I have no idea. It is not the chalkboard or the elevator.
We heard Miss Wise, and she said we have to add to what we've learned around here.
You're right. We should ask Mrs. Wise. She's always right about everything.
Miss Wise, what was that last noise?
Great question! That sound is the kitchen timer going off in Chef Cook's kitchen. I'm sure she hears it, but if she doesn't, I guess the Springside Special will be burnt to a crisp. Maybe next time Chef Cook should put sunscreen on the food.
Burnt lunches? That's terrible.
At least a little crispiness could help.
But if Chef Cook burns the lunches, then the whole kitchen could catch on fire. Then the whole school. What'll we do?
Fire drill positions.
Stop, drop, and roll.
Hide!
That's the elevator noise.
I hope it's taking us to the kitchen.
Hold Hold on tight, everyone.
Yes, we're in the kitchen. You can tell by its smell. Chef Cook, are you in here?
Well, hello there! You just caught me in the middle of resetting my kitchen timer. You see, lunch is almost 3 times burnt. That's when it reaches perfection. The trick is to set your timer for when lunch will burn the first time, then do that again and again. That's my secret way of cooking. No one else does cooking like Chef Cook. It took me a while to add this secret to what I learned about cooking. It all started back when I was a young chef. I went to a summer camp with my friends Stir Fry and Coleslaw. We took a cooking class together, and I learned so much about cooking. Our teacher would always tell us to remember Proverbs 1:5. Wise people listen and add to what they've learned. Oh, and I listened all right. I listened to what my teacher said, and then I did it every time I cooked something. In fact, that's where I came up with the recipe for the Springside special that you'll be having today. Sometimes at camp, my whole team would go on to the next activity, but I would just stay behind with my teacher and ask questions. I took all the answers I got and added them to what I had learned by writing things down in my cookbook, storing them in my brain, and then making those recipes later on. I even learned how to make all healthy food taste like junk food. Like when you take a bite of the Brussels sprouts that I cook, they actually taste like chocolate. And peas taste like gummy bears. Speaking of gummy bears, I have to finish getting lunch ready. You know what? While I'm finishing here in the kitchen, you guys should play a super fun game. I'll send you the instructions right now. Cook's gotta be cooking. Bye, y'all.
Look, it's Chef Cook's game instructions.
What did they say?
They say this is a game Chef Cook plays with the other lunch ladies to help them get ready for when all the students come to lunch. It says we will need 2 contestants. Lizzie and Zippy will be perfect. Lizzie, you will be the lunch lady. And Zippy, you will be the student. You are going to be back to back. And Lizzie, you reach into the bag, and if you say out loud what you pull out. Say it. Zippy, if it is healthy, you turn around and Lizzie will toss it to you and you catch it. If it's not healthy, then do not turn around. Okay? Here we go.
Doritos. Plums. Peanut butter. Strawberries. Cheetos. Banana. Apple. I'm glad that me and Lizzie listened and so we got everything correct. Hey, and Chef Cook was right. This celery tastes better than Skittles.
That makes me even more hungrier for lunch. Chef Cook's special is going to be so yummy. Let's eat.
Wow, that was a lot of fun watching Zippy and Jordan and Lizzie and seeing how they added to what they knew by listening. You know, I'm going to read you a story now about Jesus and as he grew up, how he added to what he already knew. This story comes from Luke 2:41 through 52. And Jesus grew up in the town of Nazareth with his mother Mary and Joseph. When Jesus was 12 years old, Mary and Joseph took him to Jerusalem for the festival of Passover. It was a holiday celebration, and thousands of people from all over would come into the city. At the end of the festival, Mary and Joseph joined others from Galilee, making the trip home. They thought Jesus was with their relatives and friends in the crowd on the return journey. That evening, Mary and Joseph set up camp, but when they looked for Jesus, they couldn't find him anywhere. After a frantic search, they realized Jesus was not with their relatives or friends. Immediately, they set off back to Jerusalem to find him and searched the city for 3 whole days. Having searched and searched, they went into the temple, and suddenly they saw him there. He was sitting with the teachers of God's law. Those listening to Jesus were amazed at the questions that he asked and the answers that he gave. "Son, why have you treated us like this?" asked Mary. "Joseph and I have been looking anxiously for you for days." "Why were you searching for me?" Jesus asked. "Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house doing what he wants me to do?" Mary and Joseph did not understand what Jesus meant. Jesus returned to Nazareth with his parents and was obedient to them. Mary treasured all these things in her heart, and Jesus grew in wisdom and stature and favor with God and man. Now I have a couple questions to ask you. Did Jesus' parents find him in the temple asking questions and listening? Yes, you're right. That is what Jesus was doing. My second question, did Jesus add to what he already knew about his Father by listening? Yes, he was in the temple listening and asking questions. And my final question, it says that Jesus grew in wisdom and stature. Does anyone know what that means? Well, in case you didn't, it meant that he got taller and bigger and grew up and became a man. And he also got favor, which means all the people around him loved him and got to know him and respected him. And then also he got favor with his heavenly Father. Great job, everyone. All right, here's a memory verse for you to learn this week. It is, "Let wise people listen and add to what they've learned." Proverbs 1:5. I'm so glad you joined us today. Now let's go over something we've already learned. A long time ago, we did the series Out of the Wild, African Safari, and we learned 2 songs. One is all the books of the Bible. So I want you to remember that and add to what you've already learned, and then open our eyes. Let's have a great time singing these songs together.
Let's learn the books of the Bible. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers and Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job and Psalms and Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Songs. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible because we love God's Word. Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel and Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. You did it! That's the Old Testament. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible because we love God's Word. You guys are doing great, but let's speed it up for the New Testament. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts and Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians and Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus and Philemon. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible because we love God's Word. Let's keep going, everybody. Hebrews and James. Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st, 2nd, 3rd the New Testament. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible. We're gonna learn the books of the Bible because we love God's Word. Now we know the books of the Bible. Now we know the books of the Bible. Now we know the books of the Bible because we love God's Word. Because we love God's Word.
Open my eyes so I can see the wonderful things you have for me. Open my eyes so I can be all that you have planned for me. Head up, head down. Arms to the sky, arms to the ground. Come on now, spin around. Stop. Monkey, monkey with it. Open my eyes so I can see the wonderful things you have for me. Open my eyes so I can be all that you have planned for me. Head up, head down. Arms to the sky, arms to the ground. Come on now, spin around. Stop. Monkey, monkey with it. Head up, head down. Arms to the sky, arms to the ground. Come on now, spin around. Stop. Monkey, monkey with it.
Okay, I'll see you next week. And remember, add to what you've learned. And I love you all, and we'll be back together soon.